Welcome back. This is the final recording session for the BOS tournament over on Damadoc's Discord server for Pre-Dreadnaught Era naval ships. This is going to be the winners semifinals between the ugly class battleship and the good ship SheChonk'Int. My brain is not working. All right. So we've got the SheChonk'Int and the Lay Ugly. Neither of them have had many updates. The Lay Ugly kind of worked its way up from mid-seeding with a whole bunch of updates and has been really convincingly beating everything it's been going up against. We'll see how they end up doing against each other.
I like that they both have inverted bows.
Yes. They are both French. Ish.
Wee.
French inspired. Immediately switching broadsides on the SheChonk'Int. That's the fun thing about ACB behaviors. You never quite know what you're going to get. You know, breadboards are just too precise. They just do exactly what you tell them to. Wow, I'm kind of convincing the ugly to run here, aren't I? That might be good for me?
If they're using the broadside AI, then yeah, that's probably going to be pretty good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for me at the very least because it means they have fewer guns on target. You know what? Actually, most of their guns can fire at me still.
Good chunk of them.
Oh, looks like we got one of them, though, while we were pursuing. Ugly is definitely winning the health battle so far. Oop, that's another gun down, though. Oh, that's three.
Three guns. Yeah. That means that there's only two guns left that are firing on you.
Yeah, the one secondary and the primary. It looks like I've lost one firing piece. Ah, the other one's definitely still shooting. Cram's still firing. Looks like the armor is holding up pretty well, too. Ah, we're starting to see gun necks. Looks like that was actually a shot to the turret cap that disabled that one.
Yeah, it looks like you lost your secondary guns there.
Oh yeah, but you know, they're armor. They are armor and firepower. The best. Let's see how we're doing over here. Looks like it's still got one gun. Center of mass is slowly getting kind of chunked away here. Boy, I remember all the big arguments and to-do about a center of mass aiming AI feature. I am really glad that didn't end up being a feature. It was bad enough when you could aim specifically for ammo or AI. Center of mass would have been horrible, especially with lasers and packs.
You could still do a whole hell of a lot of damage with going with the clusters of blocks.
I mean, I basically use clusters of blocks, period. And
That's what I do too.
Yeah, I either pick above water or below water based on my own types of weapons and what I'm trying to hit, right? If I want to disarm the enemy craft, I do clusters of blocks above water. If I'm trying to do internal damage or sink it, you know, it's clusters underneath. Starting to list a little bit, but as we saw in the last couple of rounds with the Lay Ugly, the power of roll rudders is not to be underestimated. Although it looks like they're tapped out. At this point, they don't even look like rudders anymore. Oh, that was the final gun, I think. Yup.
Yep.
Shot to the top of the turret. Take a look and see how the SheChonk'Int's faring. Wow, basically all the guns still intact. all that sacrificial armor really, you gotta hit the same spot for a long time to get to anything important on this ship. It was built chonky for a reason. This chonk has purpose. I figured most of the time the aim point with weapons that aren't railguns and stuff, it's just going to struggle to stay in one spot long enough to actually disable any of these guns. And so far that's been working out, you know.
So where is your ship at in the rankings for this?
So these were actually the two top-seeded ships. This was the winner semis. So it hasn't lost a round, and neither has the Ugly. Although it looks like it's starting to capsize a little.
Yeah.
It does look like it's mostly out of weapons at this point. We'll see how it does in the next round. This is a first to 2. Those frag missiles have been struggling because the Ugly sets so low in the water. They do not have a secondary torpedo thruster like we ended up doing with Cringes, so they do not like trying to hit things that are low. Boy, at this point we're basically a torpedo. I'm really impressed with how
almost had it there for a moment.
Yeah, it started to. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there she goes.
I think it finally went engine dead is what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm impressed at how buoyant this thing is. It really does a fantastic job at staying afloat, regardless of how much damage it takes. Considering how much metal it has in it, that's pretty impressive. All right. First round of 3 goes to the SheChonk'Int. That was close, though. At the beginning of the fight, it was doing way more damage to me than I was doing to it. I think I was behind almost 10%.
Yeah, you caught up there pretty fast, and you still had just like about 3.5 minutes left in the match, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is 7-minute timer, so we were actually
my bad.
Yeah, we were 30 seconds away. Ghost firing sound. All right, so second round of the first to 2. It's really just going to come down to who disables guns first. They both have a ton of firepower. They both reach and hit really deep. The SheChonk'Int's fast and has the width. So we'll see. We'll see if it manages to burrow in this time. At the first round of missiles were a warning shot, as is tradition. A declaration of intent.
You know, if I were to redo this, I would probably have it to where if a ship's weapons were completely disabled, I'd probably have it considered defeated, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I've
just
been
to
more
save
or
a
less
little bit of time. Just to save a little bit of time.
Yeah, I've been more or less trying to make that judgment call, but I also want to be, as fair and unbiased as possible. So when my ships are the ones fighting, it's kind of like, is it really okay to call it here? I really like this design because of how much they're able to crossfire. Like, they really, every turret on the deck has an almost uninhibited, arc of fire. Looks like I've disabled 1 turret so far. Far cry from the 3, almost 4 from the first round about this time. So I'm still falling behind in percentage here. We'll see if maybe I can get a couple lucky shots off with the frag missiles. Take a look and see how we're doing. I see a lot of blocks flying off. Oh, we have lost 1 turret. Second is still firing. crayons are still going. Wow.
I'm assuming your ship is controlling its roll with rudders itself, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
See, it's got a little
Yep, I see it.
battery of 4 back there. Thought it looked kind of cool too, actually, having them set up like that.
Makes me want to bring back my steaming pilot ship tournament.
These kind of older world, old war craft are really just, they're fun aesthetic. Oh, looks like I got another gun.
Yep.
Things starting to even out a little bit.
They make a really good slug match too.
Yes. The limitations on weapons primarily. You know, the railguns in this game, railguns and doom crams are just out of control in their power level. Especially doom crams. Crams just scale with volume so strongly in this game. Looks like it's turning.
You could still make some very effective weapons using just gunpowder alone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I was able to come up with an 8-meter shell that could pin the side of the Megalodon, so...
Yeah, no. APS is still really good. It's just that there's nothing in the game scales as hard, like, per block as cram cannons do, and it's kind of a problem, you know what I mean? Like, when you can get a Doom Cram that has, 900,000 health and does, like 1 million damage in frags with the absolute maximum range for all of them, it's getting silly, right?
Mm-hmm.
God, look how low the Lay Ugly sits in the water. It looks like a U-boat. Uh-oh.
It's about to become a U-boat, I think.
Yeah, but it took out my second APS. I'm down to secondaries, frags, and cram. And most of the secondaries on this side are gone too. Because of the way the damage was done, I wonder where that shot went in, actually. Let's take a look. Because of the way the damage was done, where did the shot go in?
Looks like it just got the local weapon controller.
Yeah, it did, but from where?
It might have repaired the damage after it entered the turret.
Could have been, yeah. Either that or like an HE leak. May have like gone in here or something.
Oh yeah,
blown
HE
out
leak.
Down. Yeah, because it
Actually,
looks like it went in right
HE
here.
leak from right there probably did it.
Yeah, looks like it went in here and then somehow blew up everything down there because from the depths. So I am down to crams and missiles, and the missiles are struggling because she's so low in the water. Looks like it still has one nasty gun. Well, okay, this one's trying still.
God bless him.
There it goes. Oh. Close,
Yeah, that
near hit.
main gun is just barely sitting above the water now.
Yeah, but I don't
That
think this
can't be
thing's...
good for it. Yeah, now it's going to lose a bunch of velocity from trying to go through the water.
Thank God, too. I think it's still going to be able to hit me. Hey! Now it's got its barrel clipped by some surprise missiles. That bodes really well. I am still losing the health war, though. I've got some serious damage to make up, and not a lot of munitions that can actually hit this thing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like those cram shells, they just keep skipping off the surface.
Yeah, the hollow point not doing me much of a favor when it comes to helping them get into the water, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Keeps them from bouncing, but not skipping. Look how even this thing's sitting with just a couple of roll rudders. I'm so glad I talked Sams into doing that. Oh! Looks like the gun proper got disabled there. So he's down to this beautiful inspiration. This actually looks like a little cannon, doesn't it?
That's like a tryhard right there if I ever seen one.
Yeah, exactly. He's got one secondary left. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So I have 1 minute and 30 to do 3% damage to it. Although it is functionally weapon dead, so I don't know what call to make on that.
Well,
Shell almost hit.
we keep seeing shells coming at you, so it can't be all that bad. Even though they keep seeming to overshoot.
Well, right, because they don't have any.
Oh,
It got me. They don't have any. There's no barrels, and they're shooting from below the waterline, so they're just kind of these hilarious mortar APS. Oh, this is going to be really close when it comes down to numbers. If I can get a couple more of those missile hits.
Good luck with most of it being underwater now.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh, that was a nasty one, though.
Yeah.
Saw the black confetti coming off of that.
Aimpoint picked a couple good spots. If I could get one more like that. But I don't think the missiles are going to reload in time.
Looks like we're going into a third round for this one.
We might. We might. Yeah. 0.5%.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Is extremely close. You know, I probably should have done something where we needed to test to see if they could beat each other in 10 minutes. I don't know if the SheChonk'Int can kill itself in 10 minutes. Probably. I think it can. Oh, that's right. I forgot the little cannons in the back aren't actually deco. They're real. They're still alive.
Oh, the 32 pounders?
Yeah. I think these are actually 64s.
Oh, right, 64 pounder.
They have both. The 32s, I think, are half this size. All right. So that is 1-all. Let's see how it goes the third round here. Can't believe it got me on 0.5%. That's funny. Oh my god. There we go. Once the match starts, you can use caps lock to get very far, very fast. Opening volley of missiles, just barely hitting. I wish I had thought to do the ballast tank trick on my own craft.
Would you mind if I did a quick shameless plug for the tank tournament we were discussing earlier?
Not at all.
Well, it's going to be called Dama's Great Tank Spank. And it's going to have teams of 5 units, or 5 craft attacking another entry of 5 craft, and you are allowed 1 aircraft, and there will be tank destroyers, tanks, of course, hover tanks. Probably had to have some what are they called, the SPAGs, the self-propelled AA guns. I think it's shaping up to be something pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like the sound of the rule set so far. Having kind of a mixed vehicle tournament, and then yeah, limiting it to 1 aircraft per team seems like a really kind of interesting way of trying to keep things from getting a little bit too silly in teams. It should be really fun. I'm excited for it. And then, of course, they're all Ash's craft, so they have to have, 2,500 volume limit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you didn't want
Yes, they
any...
have to be Ash's compliant.
Yeah, and then you didn't want any energy weapons, so no packs and lasers.
Yeah, it's mostly going to be conventional weapons.
Right, no railguns either. Yeah, it should be really fun. I'm excited for it. Looks like I've managed to keep all of my guns so far, which is good. Take another look back over here.
Yeah, the Ugly is quite the damage sponge.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It looks like you're just barely keeping with it.
We've taken one gun from it, but oh, two now. But yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, is its ability to stay afloat despite being just a monstrosity of armor is fairly impressive. Looks like this time the ugly is closing in on me. That is a first.
Be funny if it went in for the ram.
It's funny, a lot of tournaments
I lost some pitch control there.
Oh, you know what? No, it's still got it.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean.
No,
to
I was
you
just
there.
saying a lot of tournaments, people will have like emergency ramming protocols. If their firepower drops under a certain amount, their AI just switches to charge. Uh-oh, it might be running into that problem where the guns really don't do well when the pitch starts to, This is interesting. I wonder what happened to make it turn like this. We haven't seen this happen to it yet.
I'm wondering if one of the props got taken out somehow.
That's what I just checked a little bit ago, but now they're both
still going.
Something's making it want to just turn in circles.
Maybe the right side is generating a bunch of lag since it's got a bunch of blocks missing.
That's the only thing I could think of, is that's like a drag problem. It's keeping it's somehow managing to keep the guns pretty much on target. Yeah, it looks like it's taken out one of mine APHEs. No, both are taken out actually.
Yeah, it hasn't fired a shot for a while there, has it?
Yeah, no, it's gone. What happened here? Aha.
Another neck shot.
Yep. It had to get through a lot to do that. It earned it. It earned it. Looks like, as is usual, all my missiles are still online, but the missiles against this thing don't matter that much.
You do have the percentage lead, though, now.
Does this count as still being buoyant?
Sure, why not?
Looks like we might end up crossing the center here. That might not help me, considering I think the cram is the only thing I have that's still online. Will this bring in a new round of secondaries, though? Yes, it will. And also, I'm going to miss those missiles.
You got a pretty good volley off there.
I did. Although the closer range missile volley was hilariously bad. Look at those cannonballs. You go, guys. The 64 pounders in the back putting in work. I'm so proud. You know what's really interesting is this thing's turrets never die, so it tends to hold on to its health. There are those cannonballs again. I have not seen any missiles in a hot second. Oh, there they are. I'm taking out superstructure. About the only thing they can hit. I'm amazed it's not getting DQ points for being too low. Because the rear of this craft is sitting deep. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that was a nasty shot there. I wonder if we hit ammo. All right. Looks like we're going to just squeak out the third round by 6% here. All right. Wow.
Congratulations.
Those were two really, really close rounds.
Yes.
It hits so deep that if I don't take its guns out first, you know, again, it comes down to who can take out whose guns quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it didn't switch sides the other round. Must have just been really close. You know how the AIs are.